progress. Or
is Pakistan serious about peace with India? Or is this another tamasha for Western dole for Kangalistan? Pak peace tamasha is our top focus on India First.
Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif says Pakistan has learnt its lessons after 3 wars with India. Is that the indication that Pakistan has realized the futility of its Kashmir obsession? Has Pakistan realized 75 years of Kashmir obsession has resulted in Pakistan becoming a pauper state? There is an acute financial crisis. There is a food crisis and there's an escalating political crisis. There's also a security crisis in Pakistan. Amidst all of this, does it truly want peace with India? Or will the nuclear weapon states survive on dole actually end up going bankrupt?
The desperate scramble for Atta continues across Pakistan. Protests against the Shahbaz Sharif government are now raging across multiple cities and provinces, from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, from Sindh and Balochistan, amidst complaints that Pakistan's Punjab province is discriminating against other provinces.
Currently, there is not a single city in Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir or Pakistani-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, for that matter, where people are not on the streets protesting, whether they are doing sit-ins, public meetings like jalsas or rallies. People are out on the streets because there is no food.
Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has realized Pakistan is going under and claims Pakistan has learnt its lesson.
we have learnt our lesson and we want to live in peace with India, provided we are able to resolve our genuine problems.
Pakistan's Prime Minister concedes Pakistan has suffered after fighting 3 wars with India.
We had 3 wars with India, 3. And the consequence of those wars, as a result, it only brought more miseries,
to the
unemployment,
two nations.
poverty, and millions were demoted from their level of satisfaction to a lower level of satisfaction.
Pakistan has actually fought and lost all 4 wars to India, from 1947 to 65 and from 1971, when Pakistan was split into 2, to the 1999 Kargil conflict. Pakistan's Prime Minister recently conceded he feels embarrassed to seek aid, loans and dole to keep Pakistan from sinking.
आप जानते हैं, आप मुझे हमें $1 अरब और दे दें, तो उसने कहा कि शहबाज शरीफ आप मेरे भाई, मैं आपको किस तरह इनकार कर सकता हूँ? हर दफ़ा आता कोई और आता है तो आप कहते तो नहीं, लेकिन दिल के अंदर तो आप समझते होंगे ये पैसे मांगने आ गए हैं.
The situation in Pakistan is deteriorating virtually every day. Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves stand at a paltry $4.3 billion. That means Pakistan now has enough to import for barely 3 weeks. Pakistan has to repay close to $8.75 billion in the financial year 2023. Pakistan has to repay $73 billion in the next 3 years by end 2025-26. Pakistan has sought close to $4 billion both from the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Pakistan has sought another $1 billion from the IMF.
हम सब परेशान होते जा रहे हैं कि इन हालात में हुकूमत तेज रफ्तारी से उनको इक़दामात लेने चाहिए थे ताकि हम दिवालिये से बचें, मगर ऐसा हमें बिल्कुल नजर नहीं आ रहा.
Clearly, unless Pakistan loans are either restructured or written off, there is a real possibility Pakistan may default and go bankrupt. The US dollar is now selling at different rates across Pakistan. from 225 Pakistani rupees to $1, from government banks to close to 275 Pakistani rupees in the open market. The political and economic crisis is escalating. So does Pakistan actually want peace with India, or are Shahbaz Sharif's statements only meant to get more loans from the IMF and the Arab world? Bureau Report, India Today.
So you've seen the current situation in Pakistan. How should Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's statement that Pakistan has learnt its lessons, that Pakistan wants peace with India, how should these statements be taken, especially after the clarification that came from Pakistan Prime Minister's office saying that dialogue will only happen after restoration of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir? Joining me on India First is Lieutenant General Satish Dua, former General Officer Commanding of the Kashmir Corps. He was also the former Chief of the Integrated Defence Staff. And with me from Pakistan is Hina Chaudhry, a journalist. And Hina Chaudhry, I want to begin by asking you, foreign exchange reserves, we are told, are down to $4.3 billion. The debt stands at a massive $73 billion. And these are reports in Pakistani media. Does Pakistan truly want peace with India? Does Pakistan want wheat and onions from India? Or is this just for the Arab money? Pakistan's making the right noises.
See, we don't meet false narratives and fake narratives. This is on the credibility of any other nation, and the world knows who is that nation. But Pakistan has said with all the heart, as we all believe, we as a Pakistani nation believe in peaceful coexistence. We have always fulfilled the minority rights, either it's about different religious community living in Pakistan. There is no question and there is no doubt that we really believe in peaceful coexistence of different communities in a nation. I don't know how bad what we have said, how arrogant it is. You people are taking it on other side, talking on India's behalf. I really want to say India is a biggest violator of minorities'
Okay,
rights.
forget about India. Hina Chaudhry, we do not call Pakistanis to talk about India. We are wanting to talk to you about Pakistan. We don't want to talk to you about India.
I'm failing to understand this narrative from you. How you people are not okay with this peaceful coexistence and this?
What does peaceful coexistence mean? When Hindus are being forcibly converted in Pakistan, when Sikhs are being forcibly converted in Pakistan, what kind of cuckoo land do you live in? But let me bring in General Dua. Hold on. Let me bring in General Dua. My request to you is, this isn't a fish market in Pakistan. Let's speak when spoken to and answer about Pakistan, not about India. General Dua, as an officer who's faced the brunt of Pakistan state-sponsored radical Islamist terror in Jammu and Kashmir and commanded troops from the region, what is your appreciation of Pakistan Prime Minister's statement?
Look, Gaurav, it's no secret that Pakistan is in a very low spot economically, politically at the moment. They acknowledge it as well. And they have to seek loans. So this peace overture that we have been now discussing for the last couple of days, that comes from the Pakistan Prime Minister, comes with, to my mind, of course, it's a welcome step. A peace overture coming from their side is a very good thing on the face of it. But is it genuine and will it carry through? For instance, they've laid a condition. The Prime Minister, Pakistan Prime Minister, laid down a condition that it will be subject to rolling back Article 370 and other issues in Kashmir first.
Okay.
Now, rolling back of Article 370, they said we've learned our lessons from the 4 wars that we fought. Well, if you've learned your lessons, then you need to prove your bona fides, and this is my take now. What about the proxy war? Proxy war that Pakistan has been waging, sending terrorists from cross-border terrorism. So in that case, that's what the Indian government has been saying.
Okay.
Stop terror first, and then let's talk. At this present moment, I will just like to end my first intervention by saying that, well, if they mean what they say, then I think Pakistan needs to walk the talk and show actions that go towards stopping exporting of terror on one side.
Okay.
And on the other hand,
they may shut the terror tap. General, you've served on ground. You've commanded troops from Jammu and Kashmir. There have been several phases in India-Pakistan relationship when people like Pervez Musharraf, when they wanted help from India,
Yes.
or when they were under intense pressure, they would curb terrorism, but they would never close it. They would never close the terror tap. They would tone it down. When he said after the parliament attack and so on. My point is, why does India not seek irreversible action, saying, hang Hafiz Saeed, prosecute Hafiz Saeed and punish him, prosecute and punish Masood Azhar, hand over Dawood Ibrahim, let Pakistan prove what it's saying?
absolutely, what will happen now, if they really mean business, then they will have to show steps and confidence building measures of the magnitude that they have not done so far. They are in an unprecedented situation. They have to come, I'm talking of their economic situation and the political situation. They're in an unprecedented situation. Look what India did in 1990 when our foreign reserves were, just as low, and we opened up our reforms. We did something that was unimaginable at that time.
Yes.
So if they really mean business, now, as it all depends on whether it's just a political statement because the elections are drawing near and they want to tide over the situation over here. What will matter more also is where does the Pakistan army stand on it? We have a new chief who has not articulated much. Will he take it very kindly when you say that we have learned our lessons from the wars that we've had with India?
Let me take that to Hina Chaudhary. Hina Chaudhary, does Pakistan truly believe that Article 370 will be restored, or is that a statement only for domestic audience in Pakistan?
This is not a political stunt, Gaurav. We have clearly said it. We want peace, but we have some conditions. We have put conditions, and that condition is about.
How can beggars put conditions? I want to understand. Hold on. Let's live in the real world. You are down to $4.3 billion. You have a debt of $75 billion. You have to repay $75 billion. आपके पास आटा नहीं है खाने को, आप कंडीशन लगाने की स्थिति में कहाँ हैं? I want to understand. It's a very simple question. On what basis will you put conditions?
Okay, let me clear it. Let me clear this. This is a very simple thing. Pakistan is passing through an evolutionary state. And this means we might be facing economic crisis, but that is an internal issue. The thing we are putting on here, we want peace in Kashmir. We want peace.
You want peace in Kashmir? I'm sorry, we have a very poor link with Pakistan in more ways than one.
Number 4 in religious terrorism. Gaurav, do you know you have been highlighting Pakistan's problems?
No, Hina, I want to understand. Pakistan occupied Kashmir. I will speak so that you understand. Hina, you are unable to give atta in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and you are talking about what's happening in Kashmir, that truly belongs to India.
That's what
आप आटा नहीं खिला पा रहे अपने लोग को.
Gaurav,
आपके बच्चे रो रहे हैं.
Gaurav, I want to clear this. First of all, let me clear this. First of all, the picture and the video that have been rotating on your different channels and your social media, that is a fake. That is a video that was captured or photo that was captured in back 2017, not in 2023. Indians have been making false narrative and portraying Pakistan like.
Are you able to buy dollars in your country?
India today and different forums. India today has put it that it was a fake video.
That one video, again, एक वीडियो के बहाने पाकिस्तान कितना झूठ के सहारे रहेगा ही ना. खाने को पैसा नहीं आपके देश में, रो रहे हैं आपके देश में लोग. एक वीडियो और जो 1000 वीडियो सर्कुलेट कर रहे पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर से खैबर पख्तूनख्वा.
Millions of videos circulating on the behalf of Indian occupied Kashmir.
Let me take this to General Dua. General Dua, Pakistanis live in denial. Whether it's a Hina Chaudhary, who's a Pakistani journalist, or some Pakistan, whether it's Imran Khan or it's Shahbaz Sharif, they live in some kind of fool's paradise. Why should we fall into that trap like we have so many times in the past? Does anyone in India believe Modi government will restore 370, one of the biggest achievements of the Narendra Modi government?
Well, I don't think even Pakistan polity believes that 370 is going to be rescinded or India is going to roll back what it had done 3 years ago. In fact, when General Bajwa was the chief, and there were some back channels that were working very actively. That time also it was decided, and the ceasefire was put in place a couple of years ago. It was decided that and this was well, and there are Pakistan journalists who named this. I'm forgetting the name, Hafiz Mir and Javed Chaudhry, I think. They put it out that time. The back channels had decided that statehood is the maximum that they would want India to do. That is to give statehood to J&K. So I think there is a public posturing is separate, or political posturing is separate, both for their domestic audience, and what they really expect would be different. But the fact of the matter, and the bottom line, I would end by saying the bottom line here is that if they really mean business, like my co-panelist is saying, Hina is saying, but it comes with conditions. And like you pointed out, when you are at the raw end of the stick, you are in no position to put conditions. You have to actually walk the talk and end terror. Although you said that it can be done temporarily, you have to show serious intent, put these noted terrorists behind bars, and take some actions that India then starts moving towards peace overtures from your side.
So, Hina, I want to understand from you, India's basic expectations, any civilized country's expectations are that a UN designated global terrorist like a Hafiz Saeed or a Masood Azhar, they should be prosecuted and punished. If you live in a civilized country like you claim you do, will the world see action against UN designated global terrorists like Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar for 26/11 or parliament attacks?
Okay, let me also give you some facts and figures. You have also quoted Pakistan about Pakistan's terrorism. World knows Pakistan has been suffered a lot, all alone, because of the terrorism. And I also want to quote it. This is not
आपका विदेश, your foreign minister, your prime minister, your army chief, वो हर जगह जाके बोलते, कोई मानता नहीं है उनकी बात. यही तो ट्रेजेडी है पाकिस्तान की, कोई मानता नहीं है.
ये सिर्फ इंडियन नैरेटिव्स हैं, इंडियन फेक
Indian narrative, which is world over. Everybody buys our narrative because we speak the truth.
People are like saying of fake narratives. This is what you have to accept it. Some what you say.
चलो, तो आपको भारत से ना आटा चाहिए, ना भारत से प्याज चाहिए, ना भारत से पैसा चाहिए, ना भारत से कोई मदद चाहिए. You want nothing from India.
We only want that status of Kashmir from
वो तो आपको नहीं मिलेगा, वो तो आपके 7 पुश्तों को नहीं मिलेगा, वो तो you'll have to learn other lessons also. But वो तो आप लोग कश्मीर राग अलापते आप बिक जाओगे, आपको नहीं मिलेगा. You have to understand that. वो तो मतलब your women are now being sold in China. You realize that, which is very sad. And yet आपका कश्मीर राग चल रहा है. But I don't want to get into that तू मैं with you. I don't want to get into, because I frankly believe that we should talk to people of our level, and Pakistan is way below our level. I frankly think we shouldn't even be talking to Pakistan, but that is, my personal view. But I want to tell our viewers about Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, who lives in Pakistan, and I want our producers to show us Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, wanted in India for the 1993 Mumbai blast. And that is why, when all these Aman Ki Asha chaps say that India should help Pakistan, that Pakistan में खाने के पैसे नहीं है, वो भूखे मर रहे, उनको आप आटा दे दो और उनको आप प्याज दे दो. Do keep in mind that Indians should worry more about Indians who've been killed by Pakistanis and Indians now living in Pakistan, like Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar. Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar is wanted in India for the 1993 Mumbai serial blast. Pakistan ISI plot executed by Dawood Ibrahim in India. 257 Indians lost their jobs. This was a Pakistan ISI plot. More than 700 people were injured. It's been 30 years. Dawood Ibrahim and Tiger Memon and several other accused still live in Karachi in Pakistan. Dawood Ibrahim's daughter is married to Javed Miada, that Pakistani cricketer, his son. Dawood Ibrahim runs a multi-billion-dollar real estate and transport empire and enjoys VVIP privileges provided by Pakistan Army and ISI, even at the Jinnah International Airport in Karachi. We bring you a special report.
Fugitive underworld don Dawood Ibrahim has not just found a safe haven in neighbouring Pakistan, but is indeed flourishing in the country's financial capital, Karachi. The National Investigation Agency has revealed that the 1993 Mumbai serial blast mastermind has a hassle-free access to the Jinnah International Airport in the port city. The NIA, which is questioning operatives of the D company, has found that the D gang members enjoyed special privileges during check-ins and checkouts at the Karachi airport. It has found that Dawood's henchmen don't even have to go to the immigration counters or follow required security protocols. The NIA has claimed that any person who wanted to meet Dawood also got access to VIP lounges at the airport. Dawood's nephew, Ali Shah, has allegedly revealed to the NIA that his uncle lives in the defense colony in Rahim Faki area of Karachi. Sources claim that in the last few years, Dawood has emerged as the Don of Karachi. Dawood allegedly managed to establish another empire in Pakistan comprising legitimate and illegitimate businesses including gold and drug smuggling. His gang is also allegedly heavily involved in cricket match fixing. Dawood and his men have reportedly made heavy investments in prime properties in Karachi and Islamabad. Dawood is reportedly a major player on Karachi Stock Exchange and in the parallel credit system business called Hundi in Pakistan. While there is clear evidence that Dawood is thriving in Pakistan, the country still doesn't acknowledge hosting one of the world's most wanted terrorists in the country. Bureau Report, India Today.
For over 30 years, Pakistan has been waging this terror war against India, shielding terrorists like Dawood Ibrahim, shielding terrorists like Hafiz Saeed, Masood Azhar, Syed Salahuddin, and so many others. Now, is the responsibility of Indians to keep Indians and India safe, or to feed Pakistanis who may want to then bleed us once again? I leave you with that thought. That is all we have for you on India First this evening. Business Today with Abha Bakaya. Up next, stay with us.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, tune in for Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Food crisis, skyrocketing inflation, and protests. Pakistan, a country of 23 crore people, is living its worst nightmare. Massive protests erupted in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on Tuesday over food shortage and runaway inflation. Enraged citizens of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir blocked highways and burnt tires to express their anger against the Shahbaz Sharif-led Pakistan government. In midst of it all, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif conceded Pakistan had learnt its lessons after fighting multiple wars with India and losing. The Pakistani Prime Minister admitted that all 3 wars with India had brought his country down. Under intense pressure, Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's office clarified that the Prime Minister has consistently maintained that Pakistan and India must resolve their bilateral issues, especially, according to Pakistan, the core issue of Jammu and Kashmir through dialogue and peaceful means, and that too after restoration of Article 370. For far too long, Islamabad has ignored its economy, instead focusing all its energies using terrorism as an instrument of state policy. Now, the country is drowning in debt. In a desperate bid to remain afloat, Pakistan has taken a fresh loan from the United Arab Emirates this week. But the financial help from the Arab nation is actually too little and too late to bail out a sinking Pakistan. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello and welcome. You're with us here on Business Today. I'm Abha Bakaya. Here are the day's top stories. A shallow recession might hit advanced economies in the first half of calendar year 2023, says SBI Chairman Dinesh Kumar Khara, but also tells BTTV that he expects businesses to spring back into action in the second half. Paytm founder and CEO Vijay Shekhar Sharma bets big on India, says India's emerging market technologies built in the country will define frontier tech markets in the days to come. In an exclusive chat with BTTV at Davos, he added that India has moved on